Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So we're going to continue with our series using this wonderful book. I'll show it to you because some people have asked me in the comments of the previous two videos what is it called. It is the National Geographic Kids United States Atlas. And we've been working through it. I've done about 7 states, I think. So 43 to go, plus there are extra sections on the overseas territories as well. And I've just had to remind myself which ones I've done because I can't remember. Like what I did 2 months ago. So if you want to see, for example, Connecticut, California, Texas, etc., then check out my previous videos. I'll leave one at the end of this video in a link to take you there. We're going to start with Michigan State. We'll probably try to do at least 3 states in today's video, so stick around. We'll look at the map first. This is the way that we do it in this series. Look at the map first and then we look at the info and I read that out to you. Hopefully you'll find it at the very least interesting. And of course the most important thing with an ASMR video is that you find it relaxing. Okay, so Michigan State is this odd state in the fact that it has this peninsula here, but then it also occupies the upper peninsula. This is called the lower peninsula, this is the upper peninsula of just to the north of Wisconsin. Therefore it borders with Canada, well, more or less. Of course a very short part of water, I believe. So the Soo Canal is among the busiest ship canals in Western Hemisphere. To get into Lake Superior, which is cut in half, of course, for Canada and the US. Then we have some national forest here. Hiawatha, or Hiawatha perhaps it's called. And the Ottawa National Forest, ironically, because Ottawa's over there in Canada, but yeah. This island seems to be a part of the territory as well. It's the Isle Royale National Park. And this is obviously Isle Royale. And then you've got on the lower peninsula, right at the bottom, of course, Detroit, which curiously also borders with Canada. Yeah, because Canada tucks around. So Michigan is sort of bordered on 2 flanks by Canada. You can also see here, I'm going to mispronounce some of these, apologies, Lansing, Livonia, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, sounds cool. The Manistee National Forest, Huron National Forest, this is Lake Huron, yeah. It's Lake Michigan. Green Bay, yeah, I've heard of Green Bay, Wisconsin. So that's, Green Bay is belonging to Wisconsin, or at least that part of it is, at least. Bird Lake. Oh my goodness, how do you pronounce that one? G-H-E-B-O-Y-G-A-N. Sheboygan. Drummond Island. Santa Marie. Ish. Pemmy. It's quite difficult to read these in the dark. Houghton. Maybe it's pronounced Houghton, I'm not sure. Gladstone. Garden Peninsula. Okay, that's the Garden Peninsula. Manistique. Boyne City. ideas of bears and wolves to me as a Welshman is scary. I think the biggest sort of dangerous animal we have here is a badger, which is like no bigger than a skunk. Top predator wolves in the Isle Royale in Upper Lake Superior live in packs that hunt moose in this isolated national park. Curious that the wolves would be on an island. Does Lake Superior freeze in the winter? Can they cross? How would wolves get there? Are they good swimmers? Seems a long way in the summer, I suppose. The water would be quite nice. I can't imagine them swimming though. Answers in a postcard. Okay, Michigan, here we go. The basics. Here's the flag of Michigan in the top left. It says statehood January 26th, 1837. It was the 26th state in the Union. Total area 96,000 square miles. Land and water included 250, because there's a lot of water included in the territory of this state. Population 9.9 million. Nearly 10, look. Capital is Lansing. Population of 118, but the largest city is Detroit. Population 672, wow, 500,000 and a bit more. 550,000 more, just almost. Okay, racial and ethnic groups, 79% white, 14 African American, 3 Asian, 0.7 Native American and 5.1 Hispanic. Foreign born 6%, urban population 74, no, that surprises me actually. Population density is 176.8 per square mile. The GeoWiz researchers at the Seni National Wildlife Refuge on the Upper Peninsula have discovered that loons change their call as they move to different territories. I'm assuming a loon is a... oh, maybe it's an ayun. It's going to be a capital letter, surely. Maybe it's not loons. Tell me what a loon is, or is an ayun. The Great Lakes, which contain 20% of Earth's fresh water, are at risk due to industrial and municipal dumping and agricultural runoff. I saw a graph once about how deep they are. It's incredible. Okay, in Michigan, Native Americans had friendly relations with early French fur traders who came to what is now Michigan, but they waged battles with the British, who later assumed control. Completion of New York's Erie Canal in 1825 made it easier for settlers to reach the area, and statehood came in 1837. Michigan consists of 2 large peninsulas that border 4 of the 5 Great Lakes: Erie, Huron, Michigan, and Superior. Most of the population is on the state's lower peninsula, while the upper peninsula, once a productive mining area, now is popular among vacationing nature lovers. Holidaying nature lovers. The 5-mile or 8-kilometre-mile long Mackinac Bridge has linked the peninsulas since 1957. In the 20th century, Michigan became the centre of the American auto industry, and the state's fortunes have risen and fallen with those of major car companies. Though it remains a big producer of cars and trucks, the state is working to diversify its economy. Michigan's farms grow crops ranging from grains to fruits and vegetables. For more than 100 years, the Ford Motor Company's Rouge complex in Dearborn has been a leader in motor vehicle production, which is a major part of the state economy. Today, the plant turns out a truck every 53 seconds. And then we've got the state flower and bird. We've got a robin. Our robins in the UK look very different to that. We've got red bellies. And this is an apple blossom. Driving force. It says, once the main hub of the automotive production in the US, Michigan is still among the top auto manufacturing states. So, top 5 manufacturing sectors in $1 million. 2016 data. Motor vehicles and parts, $39,000. Machinery, $7,000. Fabricated metal products, $7,000. Chemical products, $7,000. And food, beverage and tobacco products, $6,000. that is Michigan. I'm going to mark the page to make sure I don't repeat it in the next video or a future video, because I can't literally remember what I did yesterday. Okay, so we've done the Midwest. Let's do the West. I've done California, Colorado, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Washington. Let's do Washington today because I think someone left a comment and asked for it. If you want that to happen to your state, then you know what to do. Okay, so let's start with the map. Okay, so we have the border with Canada and British Columbia to the north, Vancouver Island there, which is also Canada. We have the Olympic Mountains, or the Olympic National Park here on the west, almost coast, just before the coast. The Olympic National Forest surrounds it. Then we've got, now there are some names I'm going to really struggle with. Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. In the Gifford, is that an L? Or was Gifford, excuse me. Gifford Pinchot National Forest. Yakama Indian Reservation, Colville Indian Reservation, Spokane Indian Reservation. Spokane is there. Colville National Forest. And then we've got Mount St. Helens National Volcanic What's the Mount, maybe? Mountain? 8,000 feet high, wow. Oh my god. Mount Rainier, or Rainier? It's 14,000 feet above sea level. That's incredible. And then to the east you got Idaho, to the south you got Oregon. You've got the city of Vancouver down here. Bellevue, Seattle, up here in the, I'm butchering all these names, sorry, Puget Sound. Sound is kind of like an English word for fjord, isn't it? I suppose that geographically looks like a fjord. Bremerton. Oh god, I can't read in this light. Is that an F? Is that Farcoma? Was that an... Oh, it's a T. Tacoma. I've heard of Tacoma actually. Auburn, Puyallup, Lakewood, Olympia. Most of the population seems to be over this bit. Bellingham at the north there. Cape Disappointment. Let's take a look at the info then. That's their flag, green. Statehood November 11th, 1889 makes it the 42nd state, so quite late on. But it's in the west obviously, so it usually goes east to west, doesn't it? Total area 71,000 square miles. If you include its water border as well, it's 184,000 square kilometers. That's interesting actually. Why do they do square miles and then square kilometers? Makes it look so much bigger. I digress. Land area 66,000 square miles. Okay, so you can work it out. Population just 7.5 million, which I'm shocked at. Capital Olympia, population 52,000. Again, I thought Seattle was the capital. I always naturally assume it's the larger of the cities, but it rarely is in America actually. Largest city, Seattle, with a population of 744,000. 744,000, I meant. Okay, racial and ethnic groups, 79% white, 4% African American, 8% Asian, 1.9% Native American and 12.7% Hispanic. Foreign born 13.8%, that's interesting, much higher than Michigan. Urban population 84, again much higher. Population density 113.4 per square mile. GeoWiz, the Olympic Peninsula is among the world's rainiest places, and its Hoh rainforest is one of the world's few temperate rainforests. Mount St. Helens, the most active volcano in the lower 48 states, is close to Seattle and to Portland in Oregon. The eruption in May 1980 reduced its elevation by 1,300 feet and caused the largest landslide in recorded history. Oh my god. Orcas, who also known as killer whales, are the world's largest dolphins. There are fewer than 80 living in the waters of Puget Sound have been placed on the government's endangered species list. Long before Europeans explored along the coast of the Pacific Northwest, Native Americans inhabited the area, living mainly off abundant seafood found in coastal waters and rivers. In the late 18th century, Spanish sailors and then British explorers, including Captain James Cook, visited the region. Under treaties with Spain in 1819 and Britain in 1846, the United States gained control of the land, and in 1853 the Washington Territory was formally separated from the Oregon Territory. Settlers soon based their livelihood on fishing, farming and lumbering. Washington became the 42nd state in 1889. The 20th century was a time of growth and development for the state. Seattle became a major Pacific seaport. The Grand Coulee Dam, completed in 1941, provided the region with inexpensive electricity. Today, industry, led by Boeing and Microsoft, is a mainstay of the economy. Washington leads the country in production of apples and sweet cherries, and the state is the headquarters of the Starbucks chain of coffee shops. So, the bird and flower, the American goldfinch, and the coast rhododendron. Pacific Gateway. Seattle, easily recognized by its distinctive Space Needle Tower, is a major west coast port and home to the North Pacific fishing fleet. Harvest time. Once a semi-arid grassland, the Palouse Hills north of the Snake River in eastern Washington is now a major wheat-producing area. Water power. Annual hydroelectricity production in million megawatt hours, according to 2017 data. Washington produces 82.2, compared to California with 42, Oregon with 38, New York with 30, and then Montana with 10, and Idaho with 10. The energy of roaring rivers is converted into inexpensive electricity to light homes and power industries in Washington and other states. Okay, I've marked that one so I don't accidentally do it again. And let's go to the beginning of the book then, because I wanted to do one of the eastern states as well today. It's Maryland, Maine, Massachusetts I've done, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York. Let's do New York. Okay, as ever looking at the map, I was thinking this week actually that someone who lives in like Rochester or I don't know, somewhere over here, if you said to a European, oh I live in New York, they'd be like, oh Manhattan, and it's like nowhere near. Can someone tell me how long that would take to drive if you wanted to get to like New York City? It's got to be hours. That's like a plane ride, right? It's huge. Okay, so to the north we got Ontario in Canada and Quebec in Canada. To the east we have Vermont, closely followed by New Hampshire. Massachusetts, obviously, which is another state which kind of has this long corridor, and then Boston is over here somewhere, isn't it? Then Connecticut, Rhode Island's over there. And then down here you have New Jersey. I can't pronounce Appalachian Mountains come this way. The Adirondack Park with the Adirondack Mountains. Catskill Mountains, I think. Catskill Park there. So many famous places to mention, but got Syracuse here. Auburn, Rochester. How do you pronounce that? Irondequoit. Greece. Gates, I think it's Gates. Amherst. Cheektowaga. Seneca, or West Seneca, was that? Amherst. Lockport. Buffalo's right the way over there. Niagara Falls, of course. Jamestown. Salamanca. Elmira. Binghamton. Albany. That little signal, does that mean the state capital is Albany? Oh my god. Hudson. New City. Spring Valley. Middletown, Newburgh, West Point, and then we've got Yonkers, New Rochelle, White Plains, and obviously down here, Staten Island, New York City itself. The weird situation with the Statue of Liberty, which is actually in New Jersey, but yeah, whatever. Then we've got Long Island, Brentwood, Freeport, Long Beach, Huntington, Sycamore Hills, Sweet Harvest. The Finger Lakes region, with its unique combination of soils and climate conditions, is well suited to growing wine grapes, with more than 10,000 acres of vineyards, which is 4,000 hectares. It is the centre of New York's wine industry, producing varieties for both domestic and export markets. Okay, the basic info then over here. Come back into focus, please. Okay, so we've got the state flag here, the basics. Statehood in July 26th, 1788, which makes it the 11th state. Total area 54,000 square miles, including water, 141,000 square kilometers. Land area 47,000 square miles, 122,000 square kilometers. Population 19.5 million. And the majority of that is just in New York City, isn't it? Capital Albany, population 97,000. So it's actually smaller than the city where I live in Wales. But like over half. It's half the size. Larger city, New York City, 8.3 million. But if it includes the outskirts, it's going to be like well over 10, isn't it? Racial and ethnic group, 69% white, 17% African American, 9% Asian, 1% Native American, 19% Hispanic. Foreign born, 22.7%, that's definitely the highest we've seen today. Urban population, 87.9%, and population density, much larger than those we've seen today, 414.7 per square mile. The National Baseball Hall of Fame, established in 1939 in Cooperstown, includes a museum that houses more than 40,000 artifacts of the game, including bats, balls, gloves, and uniforms. The Erie Canal, built in the 1820s between Albany and Buffalo, opened the Midwest to development by linking the Hudson River and the Great Lakes? New York. What makes me want to break out into song? When Englishman Henry Hudson explored New York's Hudson River Valley in 1609, the territory was already inhabited by large tribes of Native Americans, including the powerful Iroquois. In 1624, a Dutch trading company established the New Netherland colony. But after just 40 years, the colony was taken over by the English and renamed for England's Duke of York. In 1788, New York became the 11th state. The powerful port city of New York, centre of trade and commerce and a gateway to immigrants, is the largest city in the United States. Its metropolitan area, which extends into the surrounding states of Connecticut, New Jersey and Pennsylvania, has more than 20 million people there. Answers my question. So big it actually goes into 3 other states. Cities such as Buffalo and Rochester are industrial centres, and Ithaca and Syracuse boast major universities. Agriculture is also important, and the state is a leading producer of dairy products, fruit and vegetables. I knew about the whole Dutch thing because many of the places are still called after their Dutch original names, like Haarlem, which just outside of Amsterdam in the Netherlands is a place called Haarlem, and there are a couple of other examples like that, but I remember that one the most. Okay, the eastern bluebird is the state bird, and the rose is the flower. I think that must be Niagara. Natural wonder. Each year, more than 8 million tourists visit Niagara Falls on the US-Canada border. Visitors in rain slickers trek through the mists below Bridal Veil Falls on the American side. Urban giant. With more than twice the population of the next largest city, New York, known as the Big Apple, is the country's largest city. Population of city proper in 2018 data, 8.3 million for New York. Los Angeles is 3.9. Chicago 2.7, Houston 2.3 and Phoenix 1.6. Okay, fantastic. We'll leave it there for now, but do leave a comment recommending me one of the other states that we haven't looked at yet. I think we've done Pennsylvania. I think I'd like to try and look at maybe somewhere like Arizona. What about Tennessee? Or we could have done Arkansas. I haven't done Florida yet, apparently. Florida's definitely on the list then. As are all of them. I will get through all of them at some point. I'll put the previous video somewhere around here. Click on that if you haven't seen it yet. Do click like if you enjoyed the video and you're still awake. I hope you're not. I hope you're fast asleep. But if you made it this far, then you probably already are subscribed. If not, click the button and join me on Patreon. And basically you join. You don't even have to pay. In fact, I do actually do stuff for free people on the Patreon. So just join up. And if you decide to join up properly, then just choose the lowest band, because everyone gets the same. So just choose the cheapest one. And you get extra videos every month too, in fact. One geography video and another one of me rambling about my month to camera. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better and chat to me in the message function, then do that. And I will see you really, really soon, okay? Thanks to all those that joined my Patreon this month, by the way. Welcome, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care, sleep well, and bye-bye.